there, everyone. This is Sherry, Executive Director for Parkland Food Bank, just coming at you to talk a little bit more about our coldest night of the year walk. And tonight I wanted to take a little focus off of me because you've heard me talk a whole big bunch on these videos and introduce you to one of our amazing team captains, Noreen. So Noreen not only is a fantastic team captain raising money for our walk, she's also on our Parkland Food Bank Board of Directors and volunteers on a regular basis. Currently, Noreen, you are sitting with the #1 team and you are the #1 fundraiser so far. And I think currently we are just a hair away. I think we're at $29,963. So for our total, I know, it's amazing. And out of that, your team has brought in just a hair over $3,700. So super amazing. So we just wanted to dig in a little bit and find out what your secret sauce is to make this such an successful event. But just a few questions first. So how did you come to be on our board of directors?
Well, it was about a couple years ago. I just went, you know what, there's got to be more to life than just focusing on me and my job. And at that time, I was traveling 3 to 4 weeks out of the year, out of a month. And I just felt like there was something missing in regards to connection and contribution to community. So I looked into the food bank, which I didn't even know one existed in the Parkland Food Bank. So I'm like, oh, okay, we have one here in Spruce Grove. And because I traveled so much, I couldn't volunteer. So I did the next best thing I could do 2 to 3 years ago, actually probably 3 years ago. And I'm a monthly donor as well. So I've been doing that ever since. I thought, at least I can do that. And that the volunteer coordinator would contact me throughout the year and say, like, can you volunteer? Can you volunteer? And it was like, no, I'm traveling. And then one day she said, hey, are you interested in the board of directors? I'm like, can I be on the board of directors? Because I don't do anything. And they're like, yeah, sure you can. So if anybody's out there who's ever been approached to be on a board of directors and don't think that there's anything that they can give of value, you can. Your experience, your enthusiasm, it's all contribution and it's all value. So just go ahead and do it. It is so worth it. So that's how I came to be. I was interviewed by Craig and the fit was right for both of us. And so it's been over 1.5 years now that I've been on the board of directors, and it has been so fulfilling. It's been just absolutely amazing. And the people on the board of directors are awesome. And then, of course, we work with you and your team, Sherry, who's absolutely outstanding in every area.
So now life has changed a little bit. You're home a little bit more, stuck along with the rest of us. So what other volunteer roles have you now picked up at the food bank, and what do you like about them, and what does that give you as well?
So actually, when I became the board of directors, I thought it was really important for me to know what it's like to volunteer in all of or almost all of the roles. So I've done the collecting of the hampers. I've done the sorting of the canned goods. I've done sorting of the fruits and vegetables. I've done all of that just as what it's like and what volunteers go through. And then when COVID hit, I know everybody's really upset about it, but it was a blessing in disguise for me. I got to actually be home and take a breath and do a recheck. And Cardinal Health is the company that I work for. And they are phenomenal in regards to, they really support employees contributing to their community. And so when I approached my manager and said, hey, they need some help at my local food bank. They follow strict COVID protocols. Can I do it? And they're like, absolutely, as long as you stay safe. Safety was number one. And of course, everything you do there is beyond safe. And so in March, it's going to be a year, I started at the front. And I really wanted to be in the front because, again, for me, it was about connection. And I, connecting with the volunteers is wonderful and doing all the behind scenes. I commend everybody who does it. But I just really wanted to be with the clients and to really experience what they experience. And so I did the role, which is at the front, who I hand out extra food like bread and desserts. And if there's families who have babies, that type of thing. And it is so rewarding to connect with these people and especially giving out the bread and the desserts. It's like it gives them some autonomy where they feel like they're still making some decisions and having some choices about the food they eat. And that it really does feel like a shopping experience. So that is really cool, and really love doing that. And then in August, September, the gal that I work with, we decided to switch roles, and I became the door attendant, which I take my role very seriously, as you know. How I chose to focus on being, it's not a door attendant. For me, I'm the face of the Parkland Food Bank at that particular moment in time. And so I really think about the client and how I can put a smile on their face or get them to think about something just lighthearted, make them laugh. And if I can help them to feel good about themselves and that, you know, things are on the up and up and that it's just people helping people, that's really what this is about. And it's just to see their smiles on their face. And I remember actually having a conversation with one of the clients, and um, I said, hey, how's life going? And he's like, oh, I could tell you all these stories. And I said, so tell me a good story. And he's like, oh, what do you mean? And I says, well, tell me a good story. Oh, I don't know if I have any. And I said, do you have children? Yeah. I said, so are you a good dad? Oh, yeah. I said, you work, right? Yeah. You're a good provider, right? Yeah. You're a husband, right? Yeah. You're a good husband, aren't you? He's like, wow, I forgot all those little things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how important it is for me.
Awesome. Yay. So, since you have joined us at the food bank, you have been very involved with our coldest night of the year walk, and you've brought to it great enthusiasm and energy and life, and it's fantastic. So, why is this walk so important to you? You bring so much to it and you work so hard. So, what does this walk mean to you?
Um, it means a number of things. As a board of directors, and this is just me personally, I just feel it's like my duty to build awareness of the food bank and to raise funds. And one of the ways to do it is the coldest night of the year. And it's just something that I've really embraced because it's like, hey, I can be a leader. Last year, I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know who was going to be on my team. And it landed up being some of my neighbors and a girlfriend of mine. And I didn't know, what was realistic to raise or not raise. And, originally it was like $200. And it's like, oh, anyways, last year I personally raised $1,000. So this year I said, well, okay, if I did 1,000 that year, let's double it. And last year our team raised 3,000, and I'm like, well, okay, we can do 4,000. And so it's about building awareness, having fun, but also building community in my little Century Estates community, where, because now this year it's just all Century Estates people. And they are awesome because we're fun and creative. And I thought, okay, what can I do this year to make it special, to make it fun for whether people choose to get on the team and to raise funds or just get on the team because they want to be part of the team or if they just want to go for the walk. It's like okay, so, the Lays was something I came up with last year. That was a big hit. I was like, really? These little Lays? I'm like, okay, whoever comes on a walk in our neighborhood, I have enough for everybody. So that's one of the things that I'm going to do. And it's just, again, it's community helping community in a fun way.
Mhm.
And so I thought, okay, what other fun things can we do? So I'm like, hey, Sherry, since we can't do the big walk with everybody, we're going to just do it in and we have a loop in Century Estates. So I'm like, Kate, I want to get a banner for Coldest Night of the Year so that people know what it is. I want a banner for Parkland Food Bank that I can put on our big gate that's, goes into our property. Team Awesomeness. I'm like, oh, hey, what if, and my team doesn't know this yet, but if you're watching this team, how about your kids do signs, Team Awesomeness, and then we'll take pictures by Century Estates. And again, just to be fun. And then what I did last year after the event is we came back to our place and we had a little get together. Well, okay, it's COVID. That's probably not going to happen. But I make this awesome Guinness chocolate cake. And I'm
Ooh.
not into chocolate cakes, but it is the most decadent cake
Hmm.
ever. So my husband said, you're going to do that this year, right? And I'm like, okay, how can I make it COVID safe? So I'm going to make these cakes, put them in individual little size plastic containers so that everybody can have their piece of cake. And then I'm going to do some chocolate chip cookies because those are always fun. And then I've got some other surprises up my sleeve for
Oh,
people who
fun.
come for walks. And so, yeah, it's just, again, community, respect, people helping people, and having fun doing it,
Well,
and raising money.
yeah, we do appreciate that part. The fun is good and it's important, but at
Yes.
the end of the day, we rely completely on community donations, and without those donations, we just cease to exist. And so we're doing some planning. There's going to be some big growth for Parkland Food Bank because we want to be here. For a really long time, serving our community as long as anybody needs our help. So that is definitely the key. But nothing saying you can't have a whole bunch of fun while you're doing it. So I love what you're doing with your community. It kind of wraps it up, right? Community, a small community helping big community, kind of summarizes everything that we're doing. So if anybody else wants to be brave like Noreen, you can still sign up a team, or you can sign up and join a team. There's lots of different teams. So there's, of course, Noreen's team. We've got a Lions team. We've got a Parkland Food Bank team. The Rotary Parkland After Dark. I think Mayor Stuart Houston's in on the mix. We've got Ed McLean, his Baseline Boys. They've been hard at it year after year. And the list goes on. We got about 25 teams right now. So go on and join the walk. It is a virtual walk this year, so that means you can walk virtually anywhere. So instead of all of us getting together like we did, which was super fun, and we're going to miss this year, you just going to pick your own location to do your walk. Make sure someone knows where you are. You can get together in a small group with your team or just your family, whatever is safe and is COVID compliant, and then you can just do your walk on your own. But send me lots of pictures because we definitely want to see everybody. So everybody take lots of pictures and send them in. I will put the link on this video for signing up for the walk. And if you cannot sign up for the walk, then we just ask, find someone and maybe shoot them a 10 or a 15 or a $25 donation and just support and encourage them while they do this. Anything else you wanted to add, Noreen?
I still need $300 worth to get. I was donations to get at $2,000. That's one of the things that I've actually. Can I do another shout out?
Yes.
So you asked also about, what are the things that I do to promote this. And as I said, Cardinal Health has been really supportive. So I do a weekly blog to a group of my colleagues saying, this is what I'm doing. So, doing everything that we talked about building awareness and asking them to donate. So every week, and then I'd be saying, okay, like I've raised this much and I'm still looking for this much. So here, one of the team, one of my colleagues, who actually happens to also be a neighbor of mine, works at the Cardinal Health Edmonton warehouse. And for people who don't know, Cardinal Health is an international manufacturer distribution of healthcare products. So all of these PPE stuff, our company's been front and center and has done a phenomenal job. Anyways, this Edmonton warehouse team decided to take on Team Awesomeness Century Estates as their fundraiser of choice. So he's helping his community, which is helping my team, which is helping the food bank. It's just been so awesome, and so that's been another thing that's been really fun within our company. And so that's some ideas that people can have as well, is do weekly posts, and tell people what your goal is, and be brave about the goal, and just go for it. And
Awesome.
who knows, you'll do it.
Well, we're brave every year. Every year I kind of pick a goal for our whole walk, and I go, ooh, I don't know if we can do that. And every year our community absolutely amazes us. This year I was starting to get a little worried. The fundraising was a little slow. And in the last 3 days, you guys have just all blown it out of the park. And it's so humbling to see how much everybody is not only willing to just say that they care, but put their actual feet and their actual wallets behind that. So,
Yeah.
so thank you, everybody. Quick little shout out to our sponsors for the event. We've got Alaire Homes Parkland, North
Yay.
Central Co-op, Bright Smile
Yay.
Dental, and Panda Rose. So big
Woo-hoo.
shout out to those businesses as well for supporting us in a sponsorship role. Well, Noreen, I think that wraps up our little interview. So thank you very much. I hope that this was fun. I know that you have definitely encouraged and hopefully made somebody go, hey, I got a new idea what I can do with my team. So thank you very much. And thank you all for watching. And 8 more days. I guess it's nighttime when we're doing this. So I'll post it tomorrow. So this will be 8 more days until the walk. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it won't be minus 35.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. All right. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Noreen.